Have you ever been so certain about the world that you'd bet your life on it? What if, in a single moment, everything you were sure of was shattered by a kindness you cannot explain? This is not just a story. It's a testimony from the silent heart of the night shift. But before we begin, I need you to do something for me. Pause right now. Type "hope" in the comments and tell me what city you're watching from. Let's create a chain of faith across the globe. Our story begins in the Mercy General ICU in Chicago. Meet Lena Vance. At 42, with 18 years on the night shift, Lena has built her life on two unshakable truths: science and her own profound loss. She is brilliant, tireless, and quietly broken. Lena's world ended 11 years ago, not in the ICU but in a cancer ward, holding the hand of her younger brother, Michael. She prayed until her voice was raw. She made every desperate bargain with a God she hoped was listening. When Michael passed, Lena didn't get angry. She went numb. She buried her grief in charts and 4 drips, building a wall so high that no prayer, no plea from a patient's family, could ever reach her again. Her solace was the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. The quiet. The predictable hum of machinery. The absence of hope, which she'd learned was just a precursor to pain. But on a freezing Tuesday in January, everything changed. In bed 3 was Mr. Gabriel Reyes, 68, in a deep coma following a severe stroke. His prognosis was grim. Yet his family was a constant presence: his wife, Isabella, and their son, Mateo. And they always had the rosary. A simple, worn wooden one. Lena would hear their whispered prayers as she worked, and each Hail Mary felt like a needle in an old, scarred-over wound. She was professional but cold. To her, their faith was a beautiful, painful delusion. Then, at 3:17 a.m., it happened. Lena was adjusting Mr. Reyes's fluids when the air changed. It grew warm, thick, and was suddenly filled with the overwhelming, impossible scent of gardenias, her mother's favorite flower, a scent she hadn't encountered since childhood. Her blood ran cold. She turned. And there, at the foot of the bed, stood a figure. Not a ghost, not a hallucination. A woman clothed in light that seemed woven from dawn itself, with a mantle of the deepest, most comforting blue. But it was the eyes. They held a universe of compassion, a knowing that saw straight through Lena's walls, down to the grieving girl she'd locked away 11 years ago. A voice, not heard with ears but felt in the soul, whispered, "You have carried a burden that was never yours to hold. Let it go." Then, as suddenly as it came, the presence was gone. Only the lingering fragrance of gardenias remained. And on the monitor, Mr. Reyes's spiking vitals began to steady, to find a strong, regular rhythm. Lena stumbled to the security office. "David, pull up the footage from bed 3, 3:15 to 3:20. Now." The security guard scanned the tapes. Nothing. Just Lena staring into empty space, her face a mask of awe and terror. "You okay, Lena? You look like you've seen a ghost." She forced a smile. "Just tired." But she knew. The proof wasn't for the cameras. It was for her. The next day, Lena did something she hadn't done in over a decade. She visited her father. She didn't know how to explain the unexplainable, so she simply asked, "Dad, after Mom died, how did you keep believing?" He took her hand. "Because, honey, sometimes the miracle isn't in the saving. It's in the strength to go on, and the signs that we're not alone in our pain." "Why do you ask?" For the first time, Lena told someone her story. Weeks passed. Lena moved through her days differently. She didn't suddenly preach, but she stopped avoiding the praying families. She'd offer a gentle nod, a softer touch. And then, the second miracle. 5 weeks to the day after the apparition, at 3:17 a.m., Mr. Gabriel Reyes's eyelids fluttered. Lena watched, her heart in her throat, as his eyes opened, clear and aware, meeting hers. Medicine called it an unprecedented recovery. Lena knew it as something more. She keeps a small, simple card now in her locker, an image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's not that all her doubts vanished overnight. It's that a door to hope, sealed shut for 11 years, was blown open by an act of grace she cannot deny. The real miracle wasn't just a medical marvel. It was a heart hardened by grief, learning to feel again. If it can happen to the most skeptical nurse in Chicago, what could it mean for you? This story was a reminder that light finds us even in our darkest nights. Comment "I believe" below. Let's fill this section with faith and hope. Share your own story or a prayer request if you feel comfortable. Subscribe and hit the bell. We share powerful testimonies like this every week. Don't miss the next story that could renew your spirit. Smash that like button if this story touched your heart. It helps this message of hope reach more people who need it. Share this video right now. Tag someone who is going through a hard time or needs a reminder that they are not alone. May you feel watched over, protected, and filled with unwavering hope. Until next time, God bless you and your family. Amen.